Hello to all my Scorpios. It is AD with Cosmic Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your Zodiac reading, guys. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here as we grow and expand. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Welcome back to the channel if you're old, and welcome if you are new, guys. So yes, let's hop into the reading. But before we do that, I just want to give a quick disclaimer or two and say that I personally subscribe to Vedic Astrology, Sidereal Astrology. It really fits. I like the system. I can, I have a video talking about it, why, in the description box. So I want to say you can watch this video if you are a Western sun or moon in Scorpio, or if you are sidereal Vedic rising or moon in Scorpio, this reading should apply to you. So all in all, if you identify as a Scorpio, with whatever astrology you use, you should be able to find this reading helpful, and I hope so. But at the end of the reading, I will be doing an astrological analysis that is going to be based on Vedic sidereal placements. Feel free to stick around whether you get the astrology, because they have helped back up the tarot readings. And it's just awesome to have as many perspectives as possible sometimes. I mean, I guess, whatever, sometimes. But when it comes to astrology, it doesn't hurt to have another perspective sometimes. So please feel free to stick around for that, no matter how you identify, all right? So let's go ahead and get into your reading, guys. Interestingly enough, I literally had to start this reading. I had to start your reading all over again. And I was on a roll. So here we are, Mercury retrograde tings. I'm excited to see what ends up coming out. So Scorpio, we have the Two of Cups as your first card out. So could be dealing with relationships, partnerships, the Page of Swords. Excuse me, what is going on with our Scorpios? Whoops, 1 second. Okay. What is going on with our Scorpios? It's like a little stubborn. The Five of Wands, okay. So definitely some miscommunication when it comes to relationships, partnerships, signing any contracts, or just in, it could be romantic or platonic, but certainly your one-on-one relationships, the Five of Swords, are going through quite a bit of conflict. So we're going to keep building out this spread, but that's the strongest theme that's popping up right now. And it feels very one-on-one. Like it could be you feel like you're just fighting all of these people from every different direction. Or you could feel like, I guess the reverse of that is like you're being ganged up on to an extent, Scorpio. So we'll be mindful and pay attention to where that could be stemming from. But that's the strongest energy I'm getting. And it's funny because this is reading a lot different. The same, but this is reading different from the reading I just did, but similar. The King of Cups, your card splat dead in the middle of the reading. Death, wow, your real card splat. Then your real card just started to make an appearance. Okay, so we have the Fool, we have the Eight of Swords. I actually want to switch these. Sorry, guys, they flew out, and so I'm being called to be like, they're supposed to be like this. Okay. And then one last, oops, we got two more. That's fine. We'll take it. Strength. Okay. And then the Hierophant was represented here. We have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, Scorpio. So let's get into it. This is a pretty powerful reading because it really is speaking about the strength of a relationship. And this could be somebody specific. For a lot of you, I feel like that this is somebody specific. Somebody with the Hierophant that came out, this could be that you share an institution with a marriage, or just like your boss, but you've been under your boss or something very important. But it seems like you're going to be separating ways. You're going to be parting ways. You have a journey that you're meant to explore, Scorpio. And so you're going to put yourself in a position in order to explore that. But at the same time, you feel very isolated with the King of Cups. The King of Cups can be an extremely romantic king. He can be very giving, nurturing, all that good stuff. But the dark shadow of the King of Cups is somebody who isolates to deal with their emotional response or trauma. Somebody who kind of puts themselves on their own little deserted island. And I feel like this is echoing that more so than the loving artistic part. This feels like the I'm on an island by myself and people aren't understanding what I'm going through, where I'm headed, and being kind of frustrated. And taking a step further to be, you know, outraged. For some of you guys, it could be anger or sadness teetering on that very thin line. So looking at the first line, we have the Two of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Five of Wands. There has been something that has been completely blown out of context or blown out of proportion in one or two of your relationships, on your one-on-one relationships. Somebody is not understanding exactly what you were saying. They're taking it wrong. They're reading it wrong. You are just not on the same page. So I can find that to be extremely frustrating, and it's definitely causing conflicts. It's causing words. It's causing arguments. It's catty. It's petty, or bigger than that. It's just really frustrating. It's just like I'm saying what I feel. It seems like they want to take the parts and just deconstruct my argument and start another argument. You could be feeling like that, and you could be feeling like this is coming from multiple directions, but specifically with the one-on-one relationship, it's just not the right time to build something. And so, of course, it's just like the Five of Swords, the King of Cups, the Death card. I think that your soul really wants an ending to this and to transform the situation, but the conflict keeps persisting. And it feels like the only way that you're going to be able to end this conflict is to dead it and to walk away from it, or to completely remove your emotions from it and kind of go your own separate way, is what it looks like you're teetering on. So the final line, the Eight of Swords, the Fool card to the Strength. I think that, you know, this is a challenge and a test to you, Scorpio, to see if you're going to be able to overcome your insecurities. Wow, you know, what fun is that? But it seems like you're having to overcome any insecurities, because with the Five of Wands to the Eight of Swords, and then being with the Five of Swords here, it just seems like there's so much inner turmoil. And I want to say it's inner, especially with the King of Cups being in the middle of this reading. It feels like this is you battling yourself. You could be talking to yourself this way, or you and this person get into an argument, and then you go tear yourself apart worse than they ever did. You know, it feels like a lot of this is happening where this person, this Two of Cups, is reflecting this energy back at you and poking these holes in yourself and your soul. It's really dark. So I giggle not because it's funny, but just because I'm like, wow, this is very intense. And you know, I have a lot of Scorpio placements in myself, 8th house placements, so I'm understanding this. I chuckle not because it's funny, but because it's sad. But hey, what can you do, right? And so all in all, regardless of me laughing or not laughing, I do think that you have the strength to overcome these changes that are coming in your life. But there is going to certainly be an end to this conflict, and it's because you stick to your principle. You stick to who you are. These are opposites, because we have the Hierophant, which represents 2nd house Taurus energy, and then we have this Scorpio Death card, which is 8th house energy. So they're opposites. So this could be in a sense of like you're gaining more occult knowledge in some ways, and it goes against your religion, or you know, you're wanting to experience sexuality, sensuality, and it's going against your marriage. It's something that you want that just feels like it's going to be a conflict or in conflict to something that you have. And that is the dance that you're doing. And it seems like Spirit is really recommending that with this Fool card, that eventually, and the Page of Swords, wants you to go and explore these options and these avenues, because it's about you. And the moment that you stop being afraid of losing what you have, you'll see that there's actually a whole lot of expansion and opportunity for you to go in a different direction than you ever expected. So looking at the outside forces, we have the Two of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Strength card with the Hierophant. So I just feel like if you're in a relationship and you've been in a long established relationship, this does not feel by any means like breakup energy to me. It just feels like really difficult partnership things, and this is just like a not great time for relationships wherever you and your partner's charts line up, or whatever your synastry is. It doesn't feel final. It doesn't feel like there's a divorce or anything, because I think that the relationship and the promise that you have for one another is stronger than releasing it. But at the same time, it does feel like there needs to be a step back. There needs to be a regrouping, because a lot of insecurities and traumas are being triggered through this connection at this point in time right now. So this is definitely a point of conflict. But I think that you'll be able to overcome it. And then the inner conflict, we have the Five of Swords, the Page of Swords, Death card to the Fool card. It feels like if there's an echo in your head that just keeps being like pointing out all your insecurities, Paper Cut, Linkin Park is the song I'm thinking of. But you're going to actually be channeling that and changing that. I feel like you're honestly facing the monster, or you're facing the beast, and you're like, look, I am going to start speaking to myself in a different way than I want, than I've been speaking to myself. And I'm not going to let this challenging in my relationship reflect on me and take it to the nth degree. I'm going to learn how to forgive myself. I'm going to change for the better, and I'm going to start a new chapter. After I get out of this sticky situation, I'm going to start a new chapter. I am going to begin again. And that feels to be like the name of the game. So for some of you, if that's the thing about tarot and options. It really depends on where you are in your journey. For a lot of you, I feel like this is just a moment in time in the relationship that's very difficult. And so you'll be able to find, you'll be able to heal that. For others of you, if you're dead set on leaving and you know that this is not going to work, this is your time to walk away. If you are staying in something because you are fearful and that you won't be able to find somebody else, then Spirit is asking you to tug on your inner strength and have faith and walk away and, be kind of foolish. Leave what you have behind to go into the unknown. That's that 8th house, 12th house, the 8th house, 2nd house access. What you know, 2nd house, and going into what you don't know and exploring 8th house. That is the journey that you're on right now, but you have to sacrifice. There's an element of sacrifice that's being brought into play right now. For some of you guys, it could be like, it could work on both spectrums where your job is being affected in this way, and you're like, I know it's time for me to leave my job, even though that's been my sense of security. And your relationship's just going through a tough time because you're going through a tough time, and so you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing work-wise, and it's showing up in your relationship. For some of you, that could be it. So it applies to both, where it's like, okay, you're going to be leaving something that was established, your job, but the relationship that you are in, have been curating, is safe. It's just going through the motions of this transition period because you're unsure. Everything else is unsure. That's kind of what I'm getting, to be honest. So I won't speak about it in either or. It seems like they're happening simultaneously, where all you really have to do, Scorpio, I'm about to break it down for you. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. But all I'm saying, Scorpio, is like, dare to be different. Dare to do something that you really weren't expecting to do, and for Spirit to surprise you. Dare yourself to do something revolutionary and to break yourself out of these chains and these imprisonments. Like, just dare to do something different, Sorry. I gotta write down these names. When the name comes to me, I have to remember because I'll forget. But that I feel like is the theme of this reading. And right now, your partner might not understand it. They might not support you. They might not get it. I feel like they'll get on board later. But right now, this is about you. And this is about your experience. And this is about your challenge. Okay? But take a risk with the Fool of Death card. There's major pivotal changes that's coming. And it feels like it's taken a long time with the Knight of Pentacles. And so Spirit is definitely saying to remain patient, Scorpio. But you're moving in the right direction and you're building a long-term plan. So very strong message for my Scorpios, all right? So let's go ahead and move into your Lenormand. And we are going to be looking at your heart, your mind, and your actions. So let's start with, let's look for your mind, and then we'll go into how you're feeling. All right, things keep popping out. So mine's pretty chaotic right now. Like I said, yeah, the 8 of Swords, the 5 of Swords. Mine is very chaotic right now, and it's showing. Okay. We have birds. That's literally what that means. So I feel like, it almost feels for some of you, Scorpio, you've gotten an invitation or a temptation, or you've gotten some information and you're having to keep it to yourself. You're not in a position to act on whatever this is quite yet, and that is a fear, is frustrating you, and it's chirping at you with the birds there. It just feels like there's a whole lot of chatter and and it could be internal, because I mean, it absolutely is internal with the book, the King of Cups, like I highlighted earlier. You feel like you're kind of in this island by yourself, and perhaps you are, but at the same time, Scorpio, this is temporary. You're going to be able to maneuver. You thrive in this type of environment. I hate to say it, love to say it because it's the truth, but you thrive in these type of do or die environments, in these desert-like environments, and this is when you find your most inspiration. So use this as a period of inspiration instead of at a point as attacking yourself or beating yourself up and picking at, you know, old scabs is what I just heard. Like, stop picking at old scabs. Yeah, maybe some of you are literally picking at a scab out of an anxious habit. Stop. Let it heal. Woof, that was powerful. Let it heal, and then you can move on, okay? Don't get fixated. Dear Scorpio, do not get fixated or obsessed over something that you cannot control. If it's time to walk away, then it's time to walk away, and perhaps this is like one of the biggest life lessons that you've had to encounter. Wow, the ship. How beautiful. It came out in the exact same spot in the Cancer reading. Different set of cards. Yeah. For some of you guys, this is a huge career change. Like I mentioned, like you're stepping into a new chapter. You're stepping into a new part of life, and you deserve it and you work for it, but do not let petty gossip, do not let insecurity stop you from doing what you do best. You know, now I feel like this is a little bit of like a pep talk. Yes. Look at this, the strength in the Hierophant to the tree and the heart, they echo each other. Your action is to remain strong, Scorpio. Oh my gosh, my energy just shifted so dramatically as I moved into this next set of cards. You are doing some magnificent things, Scorpio. You are about to overcome obstacles and mountains. Whatever career changes that you're making, yes, I feel like your relationships are frustrating. We're not here to focus on that. Relationship will turn out fine. You're just going through a rough patch. Point blank, period. But whatever it is that you're doing in your work life and in your career life, that is going to bring longevity and it's going to bring power. The thing that you need more than anything else, Scorpio, is confidence and inner security based on your own inner strengths. Okay? Using your inner strength, using your survival skills to carve this way out for yourself. That is where you're going to be able to establish yourself. And I feel like I'm being called to the word legacy, to leave a legacy. Yes, you're coming into a crazy situation. You have come to end the conflict and set a new standard. You are like the Grim Reaper, but in the best way. You know, if you have walked into a job and you're just like, this job is all over the place, I do not know what to do. You are the Grim Reaper. You are the one who is meant to slash everything down and establish something new and establish something that's going to last. That is your calling. And so the stronger that you are in self, the more confident that you are in self, the stronger that your heart space is. And instead of getting into bitterness and regret and anger, feeding that and replacing those negative energies with positive ones of accomplishment and change and transition. Oh my gosh, Scorpios, you're going to see the whole world in a different light, okay? Honestly. And so continue to follow your intuition. I forgot to do this, but I feel like Spirit is definitely saying as the more that you open your heart space, the easier it's going to be for you to follow your intuition. And then you can turn back into that other side of the King of Cups that I was talking about earlier. Because as we started, you're in that isolated. But as we're ending, I see you having a lot of potential to just open up and try something new. You overcoming your fears, you overcoming your insecurities, and establishing something new for yourself, putting yourself out there. Woo, powerful change, Scorpio. Let's look into your oracles. Yes, you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. And I feel like a lot of you needed to hear this because of what the changes in your family could be like. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Or there's people, your relationships are questioning your actions. Like I said, excuse me, this feels like a rough space. This does not feel like an ending. Excuse me, it just feels like a rough patch in a relationship. And it's just because there's so much that's up in the air right now. And we have a Mars, Venus in retrograde conjunction. So relationships are going through it. So it's not personal to you. But just know that you're making the right decisions for yourself and for your tribe. And that is important. So you got this flexible, remaining open, right? not selling yourself or tying yourself to a specific outcome, which is so difficult. You're a Scorpio, you're a fixed sign, you're a fixed energy. I know that I'm asking the world of you, but I promise you that on the other side of this, the more fluid that you are, the more, again, like I said, you open that heart space and you expect love and you prepare for love instead of preparing for failure, or replace failure and replace fear with opportunity for growth. Oh, butter. Your transition will move like butter, but just be prepared for things to move a little bit differently than you were expecting. But this is because you were meant to be the one to change it. We got 19 here, 1, 9. So 1, again, a power number. And then we have 44, 8, strength. Beautiful. Spirit is just telling you to be strong. Remain strong is what I want to say. You've been so strong up until this point, Scorpio. Don't go down yourself now as you get to the final stretch, okay? This is about security. 44 is a number about security. It's about discipline. And 4 gets you to 8, which is about work. So I feel like, again, this feels like a very career-oriented type reading, but you are meant to establish and lay down the laws for yourself how you see fit. When you replace your fears with love and you replace your reluctancy with this attitude and this opportunity for growth and expansion and exploration with the Fool card there, that is when you'll be able to overcome any conflicts or challenges that have been plaguing you in this space. And again, just a friendly reminder, don't worry about your relationship. It's going to breathe a lot easier after we get out of these transits, and that's going to be about March from when I'm posting this video. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you, Scorpios. Really powerful message. We are going to move into your astrological analysis before I let you go, so please stick around if that interests you, if you want to get just a different perspective. But if I'm leaving you, then thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a little scorpion in the description box so I know that you were here. I mean, in the comment section, so I know that you were here, and in the description box you can find my Twitter and my Instagram if that interests you. So I hope to see you over there, but thank you so much for joining me. For the rest of yous, let's go ahead and get into the rest of your reading. So your astrological analysis, we got Sun, Mercury in retrograde, and your Saturn and Capricorn in the 3rd house. So you have to choose your words wisely. Things could be misinterpreted and leave some issues. Stay away from gossip. Not an ideal time for short trips. And I'm sorry, I was trying to read this from afar, but that's not going to work. All right. Not an ideal time for short trips and getaways. Wait until March if possible. If not, please be mindful to plan ahead and plan for delays. Good time for car maintenance, okay? So that's what I got with your Sun in the 3rd house, Mercury in retrograde in the 3rd house, and Saturn. So now we're moving to Mars and Venus. Venus is in retrograde and Sagittarius in your 2nd house. So there could be a lot of financial ups and downs. You get money and you may lose money just as quickly. Please invest wisely and save what you can. Family institutions, traditions could present an issue. This could deal with in-laws as well. Stay level-headed. This transit will move. So again, Spirit is just backing up exactly what I said. That's so funny. I love it. I love it. This happened in Cancer where it lines up so perfectly, guys. But yeah, so you could be dealing with issues, but this transit will move. I can't highlight that enough. It's just happening in your 2nd house, which is the Hierophant. All right, anyways, Jupiter and Aquarius in your 4th house. Great time for expanding the home and family. You can find a lot of joy in a home or move to a dream home. All this joy could bring extra weight, so be mindful if you're not trying to be a little fluffy, guys. I'm a fluffy queen, so I'm not here. It's just like, but if you're trying to be mindful, Scorpios, if you're being overindulgent, it will show up, all right? And then if you're trying to gain weight, if you're on that end of the spectrum, then eat away because you'll be putting on the pounds. All right. And if you're trying to gain, yeah, fluff away. This could be a positive and joyous time for you. Okay. So Scorpio, that is really what I got. So many magnificent things that are coming towards you. Love to see how the astrology backed up completely this reading. Stay away from gossip. Stay away from people talking bad. Your family's going to get better. It's okay. If anything's being delayed with the moving process, that's going to work out. You're going to be safe. Just hang in there. Okay. Dare to be different. Dare to shake it up, Scorpio. That is what I got for you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a scorpion in the comment section below. Check out the description box. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you haven't already. And I love you guys so much. Peace until next time.